Want to create something extraordinary? Create perfection. Our lifestyle appliances make it easy. KitchenAid, Ventura TV appliance, and you, when only the best will do.
Hi, I'm John Malos. Welcome to this live edition of Connect with me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this St. Patrick's Day. Yes, I'm wearing green, my friends, even though I am not Irish. Everybody is Irish today, right? Hey, today we're going to be talking about the Central Valley Sports Report. What is that, you ask? We'll tell you. 436-ME-TV. Option 11. Call in, weigh in. We're back in a moment.
Tonight I want to discuss the importance of the television medium to the American people.
And welcome back to the program here on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this Tuesday morning. The focus is on business and the business of covering high school sports. We'll get into that in just a moment, but very interesting week we have ahead because tomorrow we have someone from the African American Cultural Museum that's going to come here and talk about the museum and talk about the history of that museum and how it started. And then on Thursday we have two members in here from CAL FIRE. On Friday we have somebody from the California Department of Corrections talking about wanting to hire you. They got more than 7,000 slots that they want to fill in that department. So today we're going to focus on business, and the rest of the week very interesting as well. As usual, you're watching us on Comcast, channel 187, 43.6, and 13.1. That's live, my friends, right now. Later in the day, a over-the-air broadcast. You can watch us on 13.6, U2 at 2 o'clock, and then 4.6 Biz TV at 8 o'clock tonight. The Twitter account is there, at John Malos, Me TV. Well, in case you didn't know it, the Central Valley is one of the most predominant areas as far as high school sports is concerned. Doesn't matter what sport it is really an incredible place to be if you like high school sports. All the way from what? Los Banos down to Merced, all the way down through Tulare and Bakersfield. As you may know, Edison High School won the championship in both football and basketball this year. But if you want more information like who's the best football player, who's the best basketball player, where do you go to get that information? Well, you know, every Friday night the local stations here have a high school football report. But what about those people that want to go beyond that? Now there is a new place to go and visit. It's called Central Valley Sports Report. They tape this segment at CMAC. As you all know, we've had the CMAC people on here. That airs on Comcast. We're airing on Comcast as well. They tape the segment. It's hosted by Jason Phillips. Here is a small sample, a clip of what you might see when you watch Central Valley Sports Report. All right, live at our studio right now is Vince Bailey. He is the founder of Central Valley Sports Report. It is a program much like ours. It's a television program that focuses on high school sports here in the Central Valley. And he is going to be here to take your calls at 436-ME-TV, option 11. If you haven't seen it, it's been on the air for 2 years now, and it airs on CMAC, which CMAC, of course, airs on Comcast. There are actually two stations that CMAC airs on. We're on Comcast 187. We'll talk to Vince about where we can find his program, where it may be in the future. So, you're watching us on Comcast, 436-13-1. You already know the phone number, so call in if you so choose. Back in just a moment.
You can watch Dr. TV on over-the-air channel 13.9.
When you're looking for Whirlpool innovation and quality, who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, will help you save. Our low prices on Energy Star qualified Whirlpool appliances save you energy and money and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
Oh, we're back here on the show. Hey, we're half asleep here. Okay, we're on live here on Comcast Channel 187, 43.6 and 13.1. This is Connect with Me, and Vince Bailey is here, the founder of Central Valley Sports Report. Good morning. How are you, sir?
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good. Don't move that chair because you'll get out of the shot.
All right, I'll stay still.
All right. So how are things going over there?
Things
Good?
are going great over here. Yeah, things are, we're growing. We're growing every year, and,
You want to turn that off? What's going on? Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Sorry about that.
No worries. We're growing. We are, every year we get better and better, and, trying to just fulfill our mission.
Tell us, Vince, what is Central Valley Sports Report, and how did it come about that you are the founder, and where did the idea come from? Tell us where we can see it and find it on our television dial.
Yeah, absolutely. So Central Valley Sports Report is more than just a television show. Central Valley Sports Report was founded as a place where student athletes can go to learn about how to use their sport to get to college. That's our mission, is that we want to show student athletes in the Central Valley how they can continue to play sports beyond college, or beyond high school. And one of the challenges that a lot of kids face is that, there are a handful of kids that are the studs in their programs in their schools, and everyone puts all the attention on them, and there are schools at other lower, Division II, Division III, NAIA, National Junior College, that kids can go to and play, but no one talks about that, right? It's not as sexy as the kid that gets the scholarship to UCLA. And so for us, we realize that there's so many dollars being left on the table, these kids that just don't pursue those opportunities. And so we founded Central Valley Sports Report to do that.
So on the show, which is hosted by Jason Phillips, right?
Yeah.
Jason Phillips is the host. We'll see him in just a bit. What do you focus on? Do you do features on certain players, on teams? I mean, Vince, there's so many high schools up and down the valley. I mean, if you look at Los Banos, and you go through Atwater, and then Merced, and then down through all the small towns, into Fresno alone.
Yep.
Then you've got the South Valley. You got Visalia,
Tulare, and Bakersfield. And then you go out in the country, and Tranquility,
it's endless.
And Orange Grove, and Reedley, and all those.
know.
Absolutely.
I know.
The Central Valley is a hotbed for high school sports. You look around, you look at the facilities that we have here. We joke all the time that if the Olympics were to come to California, they could be at Buchanan High School, right? Buchanan's could be an Olympic village all by itself, right? I mean, there's just, there's so many great facilities and so many great opportunities for kids here. And for us, that we want to keep the spotlight on that, not just the D1 kids, but everyone.
All right. Got a phone call here. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your question?
Good morning, Vince. Hey, I wanted to ask you, do college coaches approach your program to find information about a certain player? Because I know a lot of the top coaches, like UCLA, USC, come to the Valley, because there are studs and they're looking at whatever, because not all the ball players are going to get picked, to get a scholarship on that. I think the priority is that, number one, that they be educated, to go when they go to school, because they may not make it through the program, So, number one, they have to go to a school where at least they're going to get a good education. Number one, I'm pretty sure that you try to instill that in your program, because not all of them are going to make it a life journey through the pros and whatever, just the elite. My question is that, do the coaches ask you or want information from certain players around the Valley, because they may not get a chance to see all of them, but they get tapes on them, And number two is, what percentage do you think around the Valley do they make it in a college, a 4-year college, and continue their education?
Oh, those are both great questions. So the answer to the first question is that college coaches contact us, but more importantly, we contact college coaches, right? All of the kids that sign up and create profiles on our website, we push those profiles out to the college coaches, which is why we need more kids to sign up. We want those coaches to keep coming back, to see more kids, to know that Central Valley Sports Report is the place where they can go to find kids at all levels, right? We don't just focus on the D1 level athlete. For us, it's important that kids that can play at the D2, D3, NAIA, National Junior College level are all being represented somewhere. And traditionally that's not the case, because the D1 guys are the guys that have potential to turn pro, and so that's where all the marketing dollars go. But for us, we know that there's an opportunity for more kids to play. We know that the D2 and NAIA schools are not
D2 meaning Division 2.
Division 2, NCAA Division 2, Division 3. The NAIA schools have Division 1 and 2. We know that those kids are underrepresented, but we know that we've got a bevy of talent here that can go to that level if they just understood that the opportunity existed for them. And that's our challenge is right now, is making sure, getting out, changing the mindset a little bit so that folks understand that there's an opportunity. So to answer your question, we are sharing that information with college coaches. We have a newsletter. College coaches visit our site. We push those profiles out to college coaches on their social media accounts. So everyone gets to see every kid that signs up. We encourage kids, as kids update their profiles, anytime a kid makes a change on their profile, we get a little kind of ding on our end, knowing, hey, so-and-so just visited the site, they update it, and we share that again. We get a little alert that says, hey, so-and-so just added a new video. And right away, we push those videos back out to these coaches saying, hey, look what's new in the Central Valley.
Pushing these videos to, like a USC or UCLA?
Oh, we've got, our database consists, of course, of all of those schools, the UCLAs and SCs, but all the Division II schools, the NAIA, Fresno Pacific, Biola, Azusa Pacific, Grand Canyon University follows us a lot.
How about UOP?
Absolutely. UOP, all the WCC schools, Santa Clara, Portland. Our goal is to get these kids in front of as many schools as possible. There's a misconception that you have to go to Division I if you want to be successful, but the truth is
that's not true.
For us, the opportunity isn't about pro ball; it's about the education. It's about free education, and college athletics is the only space where colleges come and give you money to attend school.
It's a vehicle to get your education.
That's what sports is for us. It is so Central Valley Sports Report is a vehicle to show kids how to get their education through sports, how to continue. All these kids, especially as they start getting to their senior years, they start to worry about
Division I. That's what they're worried about. Is USC going to notice me?
That's what they're conditioned to be, to focus on. But what happens is when USC or UCLA now, you're a stud in the 8th grade, and then you get to 11th grade, and you're still 5'9".
See,
what happens?
You could play first string at UOP or Portland State, and yet if you get recruited by USC, you could be sitting on the bench for 4 years.
That's what we want kids to understand. We want
just
these
because
kids
you got,
to understand.
Yeah,
just because, I mean, how many kids do we see come home? They accept a scholarship to Oklahoma or somewhere, and then they realize that this isn't what they want.
I know. So that's your vehicle. Your vehicle is to educate these kids and to get the colleges, Division II and lower, to notice them. All right, caller, go ahead. Caller, you're on the air. Okay, I guess that person wasn't too interested in talking, so we'll move on here.
Yeah.
Vince Bailey is our guest here. Got to take a break on Connect with Me. He's the founder of Central Valley Sports Report. We'll be back with more of your phone calls and our conversation here on Comcast 187, 43.6, and 13.1.
But top secret location. It's the spies who love me, bringing together MeTV's top super spies to fight evil at a memorable moment's notice. They're daring.
That's right.
Brave.
Now what are we gonna do?
The best we can.
Suave.
Does that apply to me, Oscar? Possibly.
And smart.
The old finger in the gun trick.
Maxwell Smart.
MeTV Fresno, channel 43.6 and Xfinity 187.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Frigidaire Gallery appliances we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start, but you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Time for that upgrade to an Energy Star qualified French door Frigidaire Gallery refrigerator. Quality appliances for the way you live. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise.
Vince Bailey is here from the Central Valley Sports Report. I do want to talk about this as a business because today is a business segment. Now, as I mentioned in the monologue, this thing airs, you tape it at CMAC, it airs on Comcast. How is this a business for you? Do you have to go out and find sponsors for your television program?
So we do. So we founded CVSR again with the premise of helping kids use sports to get to college. And the core of what we have is a website where these kids can go on, they can create profiles, these kids sign up, and we are amassing a database of parents, student athletes across the Central Valley, right? Merced to Bakersfield.
For every single high school?
For every single high school, every single sports.
How many?
How many high schools exist in the Central Valley? I wish I knew the hard number on that, but they're popping up all the time. So
give me a rough figure. From Los Banos to Bakersfield.
From Los Banos to Bakersfield, leave about 1,300.
Yeah,
high schools.
I was going to say over 1,000.
It's about 1,300 high schools.
And you have a database on.
So we're growing it. That's why we're here today, because we want to get the word out. We're growing it. We're going school to school, and we're saying sign these kids up. We need these kids to sign up.
When you say sign these kids up, what does that mean?
That means the kids go on our website. They go on CVSRgo.com, and they fill out a free profile. And that profile consists of their picture and what school they go to and what their grades are, and then they attach their videos, their highlight films to that. And like you would on any national recruiting site, ncsa.org or any of those big guys, right, where you go in and those guys all say, we've got over 2 million kids. Well, guess what? 2 million kids, and you're a third stringer at in the Central Valley. Not too many folks are going to find you there. But our database is wholly focused on student athletes in the Central Valley, and so you become a big fish in a small pond. We get to say to coaches that understand that the Valley's a hotbed for talent. Come here, check us out. Look who just updated his profile. Look who just scored the winning home run, or the goal in water polo or whatever it is, right? Check these kids out, and the schools that are really interested in us, and a lot of them on the the D2s, the D3s, the NAIAs, although some D1 schools have started to say, hey, we don't want to miss out. Those guys come and check these kids out.
Caller, go ahead. You're on the air. Hello. Hello there.
I'm sorry, it was a question for yesterday.
Yeah, go ahead. You're on the air with Vince Bailey. You called in? Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Another false alarm there. Okay, so
the business. Let's talk about
aspect of
so
it.
what we created.
What do you have to do? I mean, how much money does it cost to create this website, to do this program?
Lots.
I mean, all this
it costs a lot of money, and so when we started to do this, we looked at a lot of these sites. They charge these kids upwards of $1,000 to create profiles, and we started polling coaches across the country and saying, how many kids do you really find from the internet? And the answer is, we're not using those sites as much as people think, because those sites don't represent the landscape. We know that there are kids on those sites who just don't have the dollars to pay to be there, but we want those kids in our program. So we set out from the start to say that, our program's going to be free. Kids can sign up for free. We share your information with college coaches for free. And so in order to pay for that, those dollars have to come from advertising.
But does it cost you money for the website?
It costs me a lot of money for the website.
Does it cost you money to produce one of these shows on CMAC?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and are you looking for sponsors?
So
and
we're
do you have
looking
enough
for
sponsors to cover, or?
So I set out to do this. I put my money where my mouth was. I wanted to build something that the Central Valley could be proud of, and so I put the money up to do this. And now that we've got this thing that has taken off and people are excited about it and are proud of it, we are going out and we're talking to sponsors. So we do have some sponsors. We're always looking for more sponsors, and that's why we're here today, is to say to businesses, come out and check out what we've got. We've got we've built a number of media properties. My background is in media, commercial media. I've worked for the top magazines. My first job out of school was Rolling Stone magazine, right? I've worked for Sports Illustrated and People magazine. I understand how to take that media property and monetize it, right? Create opportunities for business with the audience that we've developed.
Right.
And so that's what we've done, is we've created a number of shows. You showed Kickoff. It's our football show. We go to high schools and we go behind the scenes and we show how these schools prepare for the season. So it's all preseason football and these kids getting ready. It's like HBO's Hard Knocks for high school sports.
I got to take a break here, Vince.
Okay.
Vince Bailey is the founder of Central Valley Sports Report. You can catch it on CMAC, which airs on Comcast, but in the future, that could change. We'll talk to Vince about that on the other side of the break. In the meantime, let's cue up Buchanan girls basketball. We're going to go out on that. We're going to show that portion of the Central Valley Sports Report hosted by Jason Phillips, and then we'll go to break. Here's what you might see on that report.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the CVSR show. I am your host, Jason Phillips. How's it going, my man? How you doing today? Thanks for being with us. Go ahead and have a seat. All right, Coop. Second year coaching girls varsity volleyball or basketball at Buchanan. How's it going, man?
It's going well. Going well. Really enjoy my team. Enjoy everything about it. Get to coach at my school that I went to.
That's right. You played.
I played at Buchanan. Yeah. One of my assistant coaches actually coached me at Buchanan for a while, Lee Mayberry. So I'm having a great time.
Retro TV, your home for classic television. The greatest shows in history are here for you to enjoy. Join Cosby and Culp as secret agent men in I Spy. Ride along the Ponderosa with the Cartwrights in Bonanza. Hit the beat with Joe Friday in Dragnet. And that's not all. Retro TV offers endless fun and excitement for the whole family to enjoy. Retro TV, the best in classic television.
You can find Retro TV on over-the-air channel 13.4.
Is taking care of laundry taking too much of your time? Have you become a missing mom? With a efficient washer and dryer from Ventura TV Video Appliance, you'll spend more of your day the way you want. Save now on Frigidaire's Advanced Affinity Laundry Pair. Let Frigidaire save you energy, water, and time. Don't spend your life on laundry. Upgrade today at Ventura TV Video Appliance and save.
Glad you're with us on this Tuesday morning talking about Central Valley Sports Report. And for you, my friend Vince Bailey, the founder, I guess it is a business because you have to count the pennies and you got to see what's coming in and what's going out. What does it cost you to produce one of these shows?
We've got a number of shows. We got multiple shows, right? You showed Kickoff. You just showed the halftime show with Buchanan girls basketball. That's a show that we did in conjunction with Fresno City College to fill they started airing their games live, their men's basketball games, and they needed something to fill the halftime. So that's a 15-minute show that we bring kids on and just gives them an opportunity during the season to talk about what's happening. Our
what are your production costs?
Shows. So our production costs vary from show to show. Our Kickoff football show, it's a big production. We've got 12 cameras out on the field sometimes.
So is it
so it's thousands of dollars, right? I mean, it's
up to upwards of thousands, really?
Absolutely, to get out, especially with just labor. To be able to do a show like Kickoff, we've got to get folks to come out and, multiple camera angles and multiple stations going at the same time.
But you're talking about covering a live football game as opposed to doing one of these sports reports, which is what, 15, 20 minutes long?
The sports report is a half-hour show.
It's a half-hour show.
Yep.
Okay.
And so the CVSR Sports, we shoot it in our little studio, and those all cost, I don't
you have to pay the talent.
So we've got to pay talent. We've got to pay the crew. We've got to buy equipment.
Audio, video, equipment.
We've got to pay for airtime. I mean, we've got to get those shows on to do it. So all of it costs dollars. Is really, but the value for advertisers is this is a primo audience. These are aspirational. College, these are college-bound high school students, their parents. These are people that spend dollars in the space. They want to be the best at their sport, and they're willing to spend to do that. So for advertisers, this is a great place to be.
So let me ask you, Vince, where can people watch Central Valley Sports Report? Is it on year-round? What station?
Central Valley Sports Report is on year-round. It is on Comcast and UVerse through CMAC.
Okay.
It is also on our CVSR.TV, and we are also on KAIL, Channel 53. We're on hiatus right now. And we're also talking to a few other networks that now want the show in Merced and Bakersfield and places where the show can't get through KAIL. So we are in discussion to grow that even more.
I see. So is there a chance that maybe one of the local stations here, like 24, 47, or 30, might pick up your show?
Absolutely. So
there's a possibility. Are you in conversations?
We're in conversations with a few of those stations.
A few of those stations, okay.
Yeah, so that's
strong
exciting
interest?
for us. Very strong interest. They like what we're doing because we're delivering a variety. We've got the halftime show, the football show, Kickoff. We've got the CVSR show, which is our flagship show. And then, we're out and about at the events, and so we've got a number of, we're just doing interviews, and we've got the CVSR Sports Minutes where folks can, we just catch kids after a game, before a game, coaches before and after a game. We spent, 2 days on the floor at Selland Arena doing interviews with all the winners as they came off the floor. So, we're creating a media property around all of this that, CVSR.TV is the space where folks can go to see everything, right? It's the one space where everything lives, and we'll be hopefully making an announcement soon about a bigger broadcast deal.
I want to, before I go to break, show another halftime show, number 2 here between Edison and Emmanuel. We're talking with Vince Bailey, the founder of Central Valley Sports Report. Here's what you might find if you watch Comcast. Although they're on hiatus now, they'll be back on the air when high school sports is back in full bloom, whether it be basketball, football, baseball. You cover golf, tennis, everything, right?
Tennis, all of it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Here's another look at Central Valley Sports Report on Comcast and CMAC.
That guy keeps going, pressing, keep riding. You're in that gap. That's going to keep that that thing all the way out. All the way out. He's going to run out of room. Because why? Because our laser, our strong side backer, is doing what? Keep it contained. Now, let me ask you guys this. On a pass,
Veterans from last year's team understand all too well what can happen when a team loses its focus.
We can't take plays off. You know, that Central game, we took one play off and it killed us, you know, so. But we're not worried about that. We're worried about our first game, which is Buchanan. That's what we're preparing for Buchanan, and we'll see what happens after that.
Frigidaire. It means the first refrigerator. It means a history of innovations that help make your home life better. And now we introduce the new Frigidaire French door refrigerator with over 100 ways to organize for maximum flexibility. Built with adjustable flip up and slide under shelving and stackable crisper drawers. It's the refrigerator that flexes to fit it all, no matter what your day will bring. Frigidaire, over 90 years of legendary innovation.
See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
Attention all units. We have reports of 2 motorcycle cops protecting California's highway.
That's for us, good buddy.
The Men of Chips are on MeTV.
Hi, I'm John Baker. I'm John Baker. He's Officer Baker.
He's the blonde one.
Hi there.
Officer Poncherello, man. Frank Poncherello.
Oh, I'm Frank Poncherello.
And he's the one who's Eric Estrada.
There's no way I wouldn't remember a name like that.
Catch the blonde one and the one who's Eric Estrada on
Now
Chips.
on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
And the focus today on business, we're talking about the Central Valley Sports Report, and the founder, Vince Bailey, is here and talking about branching out. And you have a lot of people on the ground, you know, where in Merced, in Visalia, I'm sure, Bakersfield. It takes a lot of legwork. I don't know how many people you have working with you on the Central Valley Sports Report. How many people altogether?
You know, we have a core team of about 10 people, and then we've got a lot of volunteers and freelance help based on where we are at a particular time or what's happening at a particular time. So we've got dedicated freelancers in Bakersfield, in Tulare, and Visalia. We've got a small team of mostly students, mostly young broadcast students that want the experience, that want to be part of the halftime show that you showed with the Buchanan girls basketball. We did that in conjunction with high school students. Sunnyside High School lent us 10 students in from their broadcast program, and they came in and got real experience working on a real show that, you know, that's the kind of stuff that you know, for those kids, it's invaluable experience. You know, they get to be part of something that's really, you know, that's real.
I want to ask you a little bit about a couple of football players that retired here recently. Under the age of 30, playing for the 49ers, Chris Borland, yesterday, 24 years old, he's a rookie.
Yeah.
He decided to hang it up after 1 year. You know why? He's afraid of what might happen to him health-wise.
Yeah.
The hard knocks, the hits, the concussions, the brain injuries. He mentioned Mike Webster specifically. We saw Mike Webster, of course, die, I think, at the age of 52 from brain injuries suffered perhaps from football. And then earlier last week, Patrick Willis deciding to retire at the age of 29.
Yeah.
Is this something that you see that parents or even high school kids are concerned about the hits and the hard knocks to the head?
You know, I hear the conversation. I don't know how much concern the kids have, right? They're invincible in their minds. They go out, they play.
Right.
Parents are concerned about it. More and more schools are focusing on the safety aspects of it. We had a gentleman on our show who runs one of the top youth football programs out of Buchanan area middle school. And, you know, we talked to him extensively about it. And, you know, they've brought in experts. Fresno State has experts that are counseling high schools in the Valley on this specific topic. They're learning how to hit better, and, you know, they're looking at different equipment. And, you know, I've heard a statistic that said that, you know, there are less brain injuries with football at this level, at the, you know, especially at the youth level, because the hits aren't as hard as they are at the pro level.
But is this a red flag for a lot of people? do you think, with Borland and Patrick Willis retiring?
It's going to be interesting to see if, up until this point, it's really been an older generation that's been concerned. So this is really the first time that this younger generation has voiced concern about it. So it's going to be interesting to see if you start to see a pullback. But, you and I were talking off air. Football's still NFL's still $1 billion business, right? With a B. And so the dollars are still seemingly outweighing the concern. And for a lot of these kids, with regard to football and scholarships, there are a lot more scholarships for football than there are for basketball or tennis or anything. And so these kids see that.
Football's the money game. It's the money game,
and it's an opportunity.
That's right.
Our focus always is getting kids to college, and if this is an opportunity to get your education paid for, these kids see that, and for some of them, it's worth the risk.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I think we talked about this off the air. I've lost a lot of respect for the NFL after watching that special and them discounting the findings and the beliefs of one neurologist that came from Africa who had no idea who Mike Webster was, who had no idea what the NFL was, didn't follow football, and determined that he had severe brain injuries as a result of his death. Yeah. And the NFL totally discounting him and trying to discredit him, in fact. And so I'm wondering, do you hear little rumblings around the high school ranks with coaches and parents talking about that?
I've not. I mean, I've heard parents express concern about it, and I know that a lot of the schools are being proactive in addressing it by bringing in these experts to train the coaches on how to conduct practices.
Yeah.
You see the new rule in California where
you don't see any parents or kids backing off.
I haven't seen that, but you see what's happening, right? The kids now are over the summertime. There's no pads anymore, right? They're pushing the start of that back. So it's not falling on deaf ears. I think that the programs are able to get in front of it and address those concerns. But I haven't seen a single kid at the high school level say, I'm not playing because of injury.
Right. So. Okay, let me ask you, what other programs are you pushing here? You're pushing what to try to get Central Valley Sports Report a little more recognition up and down the Central Valley?
So one of the things we have are, we do a couple of things. We do a free SAT prep program that we've gone out and we've raised money this year. The James Aldridge Foundation, you may know Jim Aldridge, he played baseball here.
Yep.
He's got a foundation, and they put up some dollars this year for us to offer free SAT prep. We had 100 students this past March 7, I think, in Fresno, in Bakersfield, and in Clovis that received free SAT prep in a partnership that we have with Tutoring Club. We're going to do another one on May 30th in partnership with Tutoring Club again to offer free SAT prep. Hopefully we can get 150 kids to come out for that. The other thing we have are All-Star Games.
Okay.
That have been a tremendous success. We've done, we had a fantastic soccer All-Star game at Radcliffe Stadium last year that drew over 3,000 people. This year we're having it again. It's going to be opening day of the Fresno Fuego game at Chichanski. It's going to be a great time. It's May 2nd. We want everybody to come out. We honor the top seniors in the Central Valley. We're going to honor those kids at halftime of the Fuego game. These kids come out. We have a banquet. We celebrate the top academic. We create an all-academic team out of those seniors.
Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Vince, let me ask you a question. Why don't you go to high schools and talk with a lot of the athletes, whether it be football, basketball, baseball, whatever, and try to get your it's like word of mouth to the kids that you want them sign up and whatnot on all sports and all levels, because a lot of those kids don't know about what's going on with your program. Even I didn't even know until now. But I like what you're telling me and telling others, that education comes to number one, because you know as well they're not all going to make it into football. It's just like John said. You can be the star of the team, and when you go into a big college, you'll be sitting there for 4 years, you know, which is true.
Absolutely. So you're absolutely right, and that is one of the things that we're doing is we are going school to school. I mean, for us, it's just really manpower. We're a small team trying to do, execute a really big idea, and so for us, we really want the support of the ADs and the high school coaches, because that would, 1,300 schools here in the Central Valley. That's a lot of, that's a lot of traveling. So we want to get out to the schools. Our priority order of getting out to the schools are the schools that have reached out to us for us to come out. So for more coaches, and ADs to say, come on out. We're there. We'll get there that week, and we come out and we do want to talk to the kids about education being first, because there's so much. There's so much you can do. They are. I mean, the kids are. They want, at the end of the day, the kids want to play sports, right? That's the thing that they care about most. But if we can use the sport to keep them on track, right? Keep them, show them, where they need to be academically. We talk about character all the time, right? A great story with my son who's playing college basketball now at the University of Portland. And when he was being recruited, and he ended up getting recruited by a lot of schools, was interesting that none of those coaches called his coach and asked about who he was as a person. But I'd run into coaches that he played against and say, hey, we just heard from so-and-so at this university, and they were asking about your kid. And so the character, we preach character counts all the time, and we see it at every school, but I don't know a lot of people live that. And so that's a piece that we want these kids to understand, that you never know who's looking. So make sure you're carrying yourself like, every time you go out on the field, on the court, it's a job interview. You want these coaches to give you money to pay for your education. You could go to college, play sports for 4 years, play on team. My son's at the University of Portland. We get to watch him on television. He's not at UCLA, he's not at Kentucky, but we get to watch him on television. He's in the postseason this year. They've got 4 ESPN games a year, right? Our family back east gets to watch him play. That's the opportunity that exists for these kids, and it doesn't just have to be Division I. And that's the part. I have a young man in town who had some Division I offers in Montana and some other places. He chose Cal Baptist to go play basketball. He's going to be the starter. His parents get to drive up to the Bay Area and watch him play. It's $58,000 a year to attend Cal Baptist. Kid's going to get a great education.
Wow.
I mean, that's the opportunity that kids need to understand that exists out there. It's not just about, I had this debate.
But you're not going to sit here and tell me that every kid understands that theory.
They don't, and they're not supposed to.
They don't get it, and
right?
their parents
are the
can
ones
be the
we want
worst
to educate.
enemy sometimes.
Absolutely.
Because they want to live the dream through their kids.
Or they don't get it. I had an AD at a high school in town, say to me, most of our kids just play for fun. They're not really thinking about the future. And so I said to him, what happens, though, if that kid who's down the bench and you think is just playing for fun starts getting some letters from some colleges? You think it changes the way that kid kind of approaches the game, how he approaches the classroom? That's the opportunity, and it makes everyone's job easier.
Right. Vincent Bailey is here, the founder of Central Valley Sports Report. We're going to be back here in just a moment on our show. Connect with me on MeTV Fresno, 436 MeTV option 11. We have an open line if you want to call in.
Tune in to Heartland for the best in true country music. Relive vintage specials, one-of-a-kind concerts, and country music's earliest videos. Heartland is the heart of country, the only place where you can find country music, country stars, and country lifestyles 24/7. Heartland, the heart of country.
Now on channel 13.2.
When you're looking for KitchenAid innovation and quality, who has the answers, the selection, the price? Ventura TV Appliance. With billions in nationwide appliance buying power, more than Home Depot and Best Buy combined, we'll help you save. Our low prices on Energy Star qualified KitchenAid appliances save you energy and money, and pay no interest on select models when paid in full within 12 months. Ventura TV Appliance, serving you since 1951.
congratulating to our players here as they get ready to sign to play at the next level. We have Patrick Gassman going to U of H, and then we got Ryan Smith going to Stanford. Two boys, first time in the program, going to these respective colleges.
Welcome to a special CVSR Sports Minute. It's a special day. It's early signing day. We're here at Buchanan High School with two gentlemen who just committed. We're going to start with you, Ryan. How you doing, man?
Pretty good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Central Valley Sports Report and two volleyball players signing with their respective colleges. You recall that day?
Absolutely. I mean, that was a busy day for us because we were at 8 or 9 schools that day, just going around and talking to the kids. Signing day is a big day in
February. I forget what date it is.
I think it's the 18th. I think it
or
was,
something like
but
that.
Yeah.
It wasn't all that long, about a month ago.
Yep.
Yeah. So, interesting conversation about what kind of frame of mind the student athlete is in, what type of frame of mind the coach is in. And then maybe more importantly, what kind of frame of mind are the parents in? How do they view their child and their role? I mean, do they see, because like we talked about before, the parents have this vision that sometimes is unrealistic.
That's
how
sometimes,
do you get beyond
right?
that?
I think we get hung up on that, and sometimes that's just a handful of parents, right?
Really?
Most of the parents have a vision that my kid is going to play in high school, and then that's it, because they don't see their kid as a stud. They don't. When I go and talk to parents about signing your kid up, they go, "Not my kid. There's another kid." You'd be surprised how many parents point me to a different kid other than their own, not because they don't believe in their kid, but because there's this perception that in order to play in college, you have to be the stud. You have to be the guy that the Fresno Bee runs up to after the game and wants a quote from. But there are 5, 6, 7 kids on every team that possess a skill set that a college somewhere is looking for. And that's the opportunity that we want these kids to understand that, and it may not be a Division I school, it may be a Division III school that, MIT has a basketball program. Right? MIT's not going to get the LeBron Jameses of the world, right? But there's a kid there that they may get who has I use this analogy all the time. If you have a 4.2 GPA and you want to go to Stanford, your application goes in with every other kid with a 4.2 or better GPA, right? And so now they're trying to differentiate between what kind of extracurricular stuff you do. If you have a 3.9 GPA and you want to go to Stanford and you're a pretty decent basketball player or baseball player or water polo player, now you have an advocate in a coach who's walking down to admissions, pulling your resume from the bottom of the stack and putting you on the top of the pile. They advocate for you. And that's the opportunity that our kids are missing out on. The kids that...
So what's your role in all this?
So our role is building this database of these kids so that these coaches can find them. 1, encouraging these kids to sign up. 2, building the database. And 3, instructing kids. Not every kid's a 4.0 student. Some kids are 2.8 students that maybe don't understand that getting it up to a 3.0 is the difference between getting college paid for and not getting college paid for. So our role is showing them where the opportunities lie. And with regard to business, we think this database of kids and parents is a great one. I mean, people spend a lot of money trying to get to this demographic, right? This 18 to 35, right? That's where the monies are. I'm not supposed to move, am I?
Don't worry about it.
And this database has value. These kids buy a lot of goods. I mean, we were
buy a lot of goods. You know what they're buying? Cell phones and iPads.
They're buying cell phones, they're buying iPads, they're going out on dates, they're going to the movies, they're going to restaurants, they are buying video games, they are buying sneakers.
Yeah, video games.
They are buying deodorant. They are buying...
They are.
They are buying... the girls, at least. The girls are buying deodorant. Right?
I don't know about the boys.
They're buying clothes.
Yeah.
They're going out to all the entertainment places. when my kid got his full scholarship to the University of Portland, you know what we did? We went and bought him a car, because we're not paying for college now. And so we went and bought him a car. That's an opportunity for these car dealers in town that position themselves as, here's where you go for your first car.
When they go away to college, it's not like when they're living at home and they're going to college, because there's a curfew. You know, you got to be home by a certain time. Now they go away. Let's say your kid's up at Portland. Maybe someone else's kid is down at San Diego State or something. Now they're on their own.
Absolutely.
Who's gonna enforce the curfew?
The coaches do. That's the other value.
Yeah.
That's the other value of playing sports in college.
But that's the question. But when they're not playing sports, who's enforcing the curfew?
I agree, but that's life.
That's life, I guess. You got to take it. You roll the dice,
here's
right?
the value. As a parent, I love that my kid, not only because he's got a scholarship, the school's invested in him, they want a return on that investment. They're on him with regard to curfew. They're on my kid with regard to studying. They traveled to a game out of town, and they've got a tutor on the plane.
Yeah.
That's the opportunity that parents aren't understanding, is that, you know, that sports can be something that can put your kid on a pathway for tremendous success in life.
All right, talking here with Vince Bailey, the founder of Central Valley Sports Report. You can catch the Central Valley Sports Report on CMAC, which airs on Comcast and AT&T Uverse. It will soon maybe be on a different station, maybe channel 24, who knows, 47, maybe 30. I don't know. I think only Vince can answer that or knows that, what may happen in the future. 436-MeTV option 11, running out of time. Back in just a few moments.
The Ballad of Andy and Barney. Andy and Barney were lawmen, bravest you ever did see. Warned every crook in the record book to stay out of Mayberry. They were the law.
Yes, they were the law, and they didn't know fear.
The Andy Griffith Show.
I guess to sum it up, you could say there's 3 reasons why there's so little crime in Mayberry. There's Andy, and there's me, and baby makes 3.
Now on MeTV Fresno.
Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the low-price leading brands reliable advice place. The Frigidaire Gallery Dream Kitchen Get Yours Today place. You with me? Right now get huge savings on select Frigidaire Gallery appliances and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months at the hometown low price think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
All right, you're probably wondering, where can I watch or where can I catch Central Valley Sports Report? Very simple, my friends. You're watching us right now on Comcast, channel 187, 43.6 and 13.1. But if you want to watch Vince's program, it's what, 93 Comcast? And 99 AT&T Uverse, although right now you're on hiatus.
Right now we're on hiatus. I think we've got some reruns still playing on there.
What time? What time's it come on?
It comes on at 8 p.m. on Wednesdays.
8 p.m. on Wednesdays, and it's taped at the CMAC building. Over there where Jerry Lee, Jerry Lee, don't you?
Absolutely. I know Jerry and Brian and all those guys. We tape there. We also tape on location. I mean, you saw the kickoff show. We're at the schools. That piece that we did on Buchanan, that was at Buchanan. So we're out and about. I mean, the one place that everyone can go to catch all of our shows is CVSR.tv. Central Valley Sports Report.
CVSR.tv. You can catch all the shows on that website.
All of our shows are there. Every time we update something, we put it there first. So that's the place to go to get all the information. We want folks to, go to our Facebook page. All of our stuff's up there on Facebook. It's Central Valley Sports Report.
Okay.
We're everywhere. We're on Twitter.
Right. I want to say that again. CVSR.tv. I want to ask you before we run out of time here. I'm sure you get asked this question a lot. Who's the best football player in the Central Valley? Who's the best basketball player? Who's the best baseball player? Who's the best golfer? Who's the best tennis player? Who's the best female athlete? Do you know the best female athlete in the Central Valley?
I've got a vote for that. I don't, I think it's subjective. There's a young woman.
Who do you think it might be? I don't even know.
There is a young woman out at Hanford West. Her name is Dagmar Goodmanson. She is going to USC next year. She's a water polo player. Phenomenal athlete. When we did some research, we had her on the show, and we talked to some folks. Folks have her penciled in for the 2020 Olympics. She's that good.
And what's her name again?
Dagmar.
Dagmar
Goodmanson. I'll spell it for you.
Goodmanson. Okay. Goodmanson. Okay, and she goes where? Hanford?
She's Hanford West, water polo, a phenomenal athlete. There's Lindsay Lopes at Edison High School. She's the #1 heptathlete in the country, and she's at Edison. She's going to SC as well.
Next year?
She'll be next year. She's a senior this year.
Shall we get these two on our program here?
Oh, you absolutely should get them on. Just, as long as you get them on after I get them on.
So Lindsay Lopes does what, the decathlon?
She's a heptathlete.
Heptathlete, okay. All right. And the best, say the best golfer. How about the best golfer?
Oh, you're going to put me on the spot on that one. That I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of golf this year.
Track
so
and
I know
field. How about track and
there's,
field? Well, you just mentioned
we got
Lindsay.
Lindsay. We've got Michaela Smith. She's going to SC as well out of Clovis North. We talk about, who's the best. We talk about, you start the show with Edison just won basketball, football. That's just Division I, right?
I know.
The Division
Matt Johnson
4.
over there, the
yeah,
head football
absolutely.
coach. Is he the difference over there?
He is absolutely the difference. He's got a philosophy and a vision for those kids that, and they're buying in, and that's the key.
He picked up the ball when, forget his name, when he left to go coach the Jets.
Tim was there. Tim
McDonald.
Tim McDonald was there, but someone came in between him for a year or so. But there's so much talent here, right? Emmanuel High School boys basketball right now. They won back-to-back section championships. They are the #1 seed for the state playoffs at Division 4.
Hey, you know the movie McFarland, right? The track team?
Absolutely.
Okay. Anything going on at McFarland High School? Anybody coming out of there that's phenomenal?
No, nobody that I know. There may be, but I mean, part of what I do is run the business, right? Jason Phillips is our statistician.
He'll
He's
come on the
guy.
program, right?
We'll get him on the go. He'll talk.
A quick plug, because he's a great guy. I haven't met him, but I've heard he's a great guy. I've heard nothing but great things about him. He works with you, Stephon Page.
Yep.
Former wide receiver with the Kansas City Chiefs, played 10 years in the NFL.
Yep.
What does he do with you guys?
Stephon is our, he's really become our spokesperson. He's really kind of gotten out, and he knows a lot of people. He's really kind of opened up some doors for us.
Yeah.
Again, we're on the business show. We want to plug businesses to come in. We've got events. We've got a television show. We've got a website. We're working on a magazine, right? There's an opportunity for these businesses to brand themselves across CVSR and to be out at all of our events and things, have things to hand out to students, but really show this is a great way to support high school sports in the Central Valley.
Right.
And you get some, a lot of these guys write checks and then, it goes to feed some kids. But
we've got just less than 2 minutes left. Go ahead and plug your event coming up.
So our event coming up is at Chansky Park. It's on May 2nd. It is our high school all-star game for soccer. And it's great because it's opening day for the Fresno Fuego. And so there's our game's going to go first. They were gracious. They moved their game back so we can have our game. We have a girls' game, a boys' game. We're going to have a banquet. People can support it. They can go on our website and find out more information about it. It's going to be a great time. I mean, last year we did it at Radcliffe Stadium, and we had over 3,000 people come out. We think we're going to be about 5,000 people at this because of the tie with the Fuego. Tremendous opportunity to celebrate these. We had 13 college coaches come to Radcliffe last year. This year we're hoping to double that. That's an opportunity for kids that aren't signed. These are high school seniors. Come out, play in a great stadium, and play before some college coaches.
All right, I want to get Jason Phillips on the show here. You're going to help me do that.
I'll make it work. I'll tell Jason.
All right. Good deal.
Thank
Vince
you.
Bailey, good luck. Come back again.
We will.
I'd love to have you. Maybe during the season sometime you can come back and give us an update on what's going on with high school sports.
Awesome, man. We would love to do that.
All right. Love to have you on the show. All right. Vince Bailey,
John.
the founder of Central Valley Sports Report, which can be seen on Comcast Channel 93 and ATT Uverse 99. We're back tomorrow. Another edition to Connect with me on MeTV Fresno. See you then. Have a good day.